How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. And today we're going to be talking about what a VPN can do, obviously, besides privacy. So we're going to get to all of that in just a second. Before we begin, if you guys are interested in any of the VPNs listed in front of you today, these are some of the best VPNs overall in the industry, and that's exactly why I always like to recommend them. So if you guys are interested in any of these VPNs, you'll find links to special deals and discounts in the description down below, as well as full reviews if you'd like to learn more about these VPNs. Okay, so whether you already have a VPN or are considering getting one, you might not realize how these services work or just how much you can do with them. I'll provide a little background on the VPNs below, as I mentioned at the end of the video, but let's go ahead and just start with the very basics. Usually when you use the internet, your computer sends a request to your ISP or internet service provider, which then serves up the website that you've asked for. However, some ISPs refuse to allow access to specific websites and can reduce your internet speeds if you're doing something they don't approve of, like streaming or torrenting. A VPN essentially works as a middleman between you and your ISP. It encrypts all of your data, preventing the ISP from seeing which websites you're accessing and reshaping your traffic so that it's impossible to tell what kind of activity you're doing online. Once connected, all your ISP can see is your VPN server's IP address, your total bandwidth usage, the time you connected to the VPN, the number of the port you're sending data on, and your encrypted data packets, which are, by the way, unreadable since they're encrypted. Now, there is one other advantage to using a VPN. They allow you to route your traffic through a server in a location of your choosing. This means that if you'd like, you can access content that's usually inaccessible where you are. Okay, so number one, a VPN keeps your online activities private and secure. So above all else, these services exist to protect your digital privacy. This could mean a number of things. You might be looking to use public Wi-Fi networks without worrying about their lackluster security, or maybe you just like to use the internet without your employer, college, or network administrator keeping tabs on you. In either case, your VPN's encryption and leak protection make this quick and easy. Furthermore, obviously, I chose these VPNs because they all have a strict no-logs policies and will not provide information when asked by third parties or foreign governments and whatnot, since they're all outside of the 5, 9, and 14 I's jurisdiction. Obviously, for more information on that, you'll find what you need in the reviews below. Number two, you can securely access your usual services while traveling. Plenty of popular services are only available in certain countries. Some are a little trickier and change their content based on your location. And one of the biggest examples is Netflix right here. So Netflix obviously will have different libraries depending on the country you're in. So if you're in the States, I'm just connected to Atlanta here, all right? So I'm able to access the US library, which is why I can view Paranorman here. But if I turn off ExpressVPN and then go ahead and refresh, Paranorman will simply disappear. I'll no longer have any access to it. And the only way to access it is to, well, essentially kind of tell Netflix that, hey, you know what? I'm in the States now. Can you give me back Paranorman? And they will give it back. It's as simple as that. So this is probably one of the biggest reasons to use a VPN, because when you connect to a VPN, your real IP address is hidden. Instead, the sites you visit will see the address of your chosen server. This means that if you use a server in America, you'll appear to be browsing from the States and will be able to access US-only services like US Netflix, Sling TV, HBO, and whatnot. The same principle works on a smaller scale too. For instance, due to MLB blackouts, you usually won't be able to watch the local baseball team's fixtures online if you travel out of state. Connect to a VPN in your home state, however, and your team's matches will be accessible. Okay, now we're done with streaming. I'm just gonna go ahead and turn it off. What about censorship? So I have just the article here. By the way, all these VPNs can bypass censorship, especially in, censorship-heavy countries like the UAE, Turkey, and all these countries. There's usually kind of restrictive kind of countries, but I would say perhaps the worst of them all is China. And that's because the CCP is always cracking down on just VPNs and all kinds of applications and products that they don't approve of. And sometimes it just doesn't make any sense. And so it's really annoying to kind of counter. If you're in China, it really is annoying to just keep up with the world when the entire, almost half of the internet is censored. So ExpressVPN, in this case, if you're in China specifically, I would just recommend ExpressVPN. I have been talking to some of our team members in China, and they did report more consistency, much better consistency with ExpressVPN, as in it works just fine. All you need to do is just download it and turn it on. It's a plug and play kind of thing. Whereas with NordVPN and Surfshark, they do work in China and other censorship heavy countries, but I am focusing on China since it's the most difficult country to bypass, since they do have the Great Firewall of China, which is a very advanced firewall. So ExpressVPN can bypass it without any configuration. You might have to do some manual configuration with Surfshark in order to make it work if it doesn't work right away. And with NordVPN, you might have to download the special version of NordVPN, which is exactly the same as this one. It's identical, but it works in censorship heavy countries. And also to note, VPNs are not illegal in most countries, but if you have any doubt at all as to the law in your current location, I strongly advise you to research the local laws and regulations before attempting to use a VPN. Okay, so another benefit obviously is to torrent anonymously. Because of the way that peer-to-peer systems work, when you torrent, you're actually connected to every other computer in the swarm. The problem with this is that every other user now has access to your IP address, which opens you up to DDoS attacks, geolocation, and possibly even legal threats. If you torrent with a VPN active, though, only your chosen server's IP is visible. This is a dead end for anyone looking to identify you. Although some VPN providers even allow you to route your traffic through multiple servers for greater anonymity. And you'll see that here with NordVPN. So if I go ahead and switch to OpenVPN, you'll notice double VPN, which will route my connection through 2 servers rather than 1 for double the security. I mean, it's not like they can get through the first server. But if they do, they'll have another server to go through and kind of decrypt, assuming that it's decryptable. The standard 256-bit encryption we've got going on here with all these 3 VPNs is not decryptable. At least not yet. Maybe in a few decades, a few more decades when we have quantum computers. Anyways, so multi-hop is also the same as double VPN. It'll route your connection to 2 servers rather than 1. Okay, so another thing that VPNs can do is beat ISP throttling, because unfortunately net neutrality rules don't apply everywhere, and some ISPs have been known to restrict the speeds of users who stream frequently. VPNs reshape your data, preventing anyone from analyzing it and being able to tell what exactly you're doing. This makes it much more difficult to justify throttling your connection and allows you to take advantage of the speeds you pay for regardless of your chosen activity. Okay, another thing a VPN can do is get the best possible prices. Just like in the real world, prices for digital goods fluctuate based on your location. A streaming service might offer a low introductory price in Asia, for instance, while charging full price in the US. These platforms, of course, are always geo-restricted, but you can bypass this kind of blocking and pay as little as possible by using a server in the country with the lowest available prices. Okay, so another thing is that you can play games with friends in other countries. I would definitely recommend that you don't get out of your continent when gaming, because the moment let's say you're in Europe, if you cross continent to the States and try to play with people in the States, your ping might kind of jump up to 100, if not over 100, because of the distance. You know, with ping, these VPNs do maintain very low pings though while active. So yeah, you might find some luck. But what I would do is that connect to the server that's closest to the game server. So if you're playing, let's say, Warzone, and there's a server in Denmark and you're in Poland or any other place in Europe here, I would suggest that instead of connecting to, let's say you're in Poland, you want to connect to a closer country, like let's say here, Czech Republic or Slovakia. You want to connect to the farther country because it is the same country where your game servers are located, and that'll give you less ping. So yeah, go ahead and try that out, and you'll definitely get better results and much lower ping. Okay, obviously another use, or the final use, I guess, is to change your IP address. That is very important, especially if if you've been wrongfully banned from a game, website, or online servers. Getting back on is usually as simple as changing your IP address. This can be very helpful for getting more use out of the freemium services that ask you to pay after a limited version of free uses. So that'll be it for this video. That's pretty much almost all a VPN can do. I'm pretty sure there are a few things that I might have missed. If there's anything, please do comment down below. And if you guys are interested in any of these VPNs, just to kind of give you guys a quick brief, by the way, ExpressVPN is the best of the best. It's the overall best. If you just want to go with a plug and play type of VPN that's super easy to use and accessible, you've got over 3,000 servers in 94 countries. It'll allow you to secure up to 5 devices per subscription, and you'll be able to unblock the highest number of streaming services. So with NordVPN, you've got over 5,100 servers, but 34 less countries at 60 countries, but it is still quite a bit. You get a whole lot of features, and you'll be able to unblock up to 6 devices per subscription, and it is more budget friendly. Okay. And with Surfshark, it is the best bang for the buck. You'll be able to unblock streaming services and just get the job done with the cheapest possible cost using Surfshark, which makes it a very convenient choice. And you'll be able to unblock an unlimited number of devices with just one subscription, with over 3,200 servers in 65 countries. So if you guys are interested in any of these VPNs, you'll find links to special deals and discounts in the description down below, as well as full reviews if you'd like to learn more about these VPNs. Comment below if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer all of them. Like and subscribe if you'd like to support the channel and stay up to date with everything VPNs and cybersecurity. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day.